Building a chatbot requires multiple different things. So, if you want to create a chatbot for your users, like this one, you may need to create an interface, then integrate with the OpenAI API, perform a little bit of coding just to make the call, maintain the state to continue conversations, configure, and maybe even fine tune. And with all this, you'll get a working chatbot. Let me show you with a demo. Here's the most basic chatbot that you can build. In this demo, I'm going to be using Jupyter Notebook. I'm not going to be adding a UI, but if you want, you may want to try Streamlit or just integrate with whatever language you're working on. So as usual, I'll start by importing OpenAI and OS. I'll get the key, I'll set it, and then I'll define this function, which calls the OpenAI chat completion endpoint and passes a prompt. As you see, no messages are being included. So now I'm going to print, "Hello and welcome to the Good Advice chatbot. How can I help you?" And now I'll get into a loop where the user types a prompt, it gets sent to the API, and then I get a response. If I type buy, exit, or quit, I'll get out of the loop. So I run, and I type this: "What is the best advice that you can give me?" It takes a few seconds, and then here it is. The best advice I can give you is to always believe in yourself and follow your passions. That's actually quite a very good response. Now, let me try another one. Write some code to create a linked list. It takes a few moments, and then here it is. It created some Python code that's used to work with a linked list. If I paste this into a different cell, it will work. And it also includes an explanation at the end. Now, check this out. I'm going to tell it that my name is Xavier. "Nice to meet you, Xavier. How can I assist you today?" And now I ask, "What's my name?" And see, it doesn't know that my name is Xavier because each time that I make a call, it's an individual call. Just like many other APIs, it's stateless. Let me show you what you can do. Let's take a look at this one. This notebook is chatbot conversation, which is pretty much the same idea. The imports, I get the key, but with a few different things. First, this variable, chat messages, which is what I'm going to use to store the history to continue the conversation. Now, in process chat request, every time that I make a call, when I get the response, I'm going to append to chat messages the response. So let's begin. "Hello and welcome to the Good Advice chatbot. How can I help you?" And I set the system message. In this case, your helpful assistant. I initialize chat messages, and then I start the loop. My name is Xavier. And now, what is my name? Your name is Xavier. At this point, given that I'm using chat messages to persist conversation, all the information that I provided and the responses that the GPT model provided are being persistent, which means basically you're creating a conversation just as you do with ChatGPT. Now I can ask, "What is the best advice that you can give me?" And there it is. Always believe in yourself and your abilities. So I type buy to finish. And now I'm going to make a couple of changes. I'm going to ask it to be a helpful assistant that speaks like a pirate. And I'm going to print the chat messages so that you see the conversation. Now I reinitialize chat messages. I run the cell for process chat request. And now when I execute and I ask for the best advice, you can now see the conversation, that it's the messages, and the response, like a pirate. Matey, the best advice I can give ye is to always keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart set on adventure. That's my best impression of a pirate. Apologies, as I'm not a pirate. But anyway, if I keep asking questions, you can see how chat messages persist the conversation. So every time that you ask a new question, you'll be building up on the previous conversations. However, there are times when you may get answers that are not exactly what you're looking for. For this is that you use fine tuning.